Good morning and welcome to the 14th Annual Marshall Industry and Advocates Awards ceremony. While the pandemic precludes us from meeting together in person like we normally do, we intend to press on and honor our award recipients virtually. My name is Kim Keith. I work at Marshall as an external relations specialist in OSAC, and I also work as a small business technical coordinator. I've supported David Brock and his team from time to time over the years. Had the opportunity and the pleasure of interacting with some of you as well as a result of that. So I'm just so honored to be here this morning, and congratulations to all of our award recipients. First, I'll introduce our first speaker for the morning. Jody Singer is the director of Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. She was appointed in September of 2018, and she manages one of NASA's largest field installations with nearly 6,000 on near-site civil service employees, as well as contractor employees, and an annual budget of approximately $2.8 billion. Prior to being named to the position, Jody had served as Marshall's acting director since July 2018, and was deputy director from February 2016 to to July 2018. Jody, thanks so much for being with us this morning. I'll hand it over to you for your welcome remarks.
Thanks, Kim. Really appreciate it. It is a wonderful time to be here. And I just want to say thank you so much for having me today. I know that it is really important to be here and to celebrate all that we have done. And I will tell you, it's because of the amazing efforts that have been put forth by each and every one of you, which has made such a significant difference. And I just truly love celebrating with each and every one of you. I'm so proud of David Brock and the team and all that you have done to accomplish over this last year. You and the team are the connection between what we do and who we need to help us do it all. We need the right folks and the companies who are up for the job. And I know that this group here today are the right folks. You are so much a critical part of our team. The work we do with industry and partners is just helping us get it all done all the time, and it's so special. As you know, our mission, our challenges, and the demands that are placed upon us did not stop during the pandemic. And I'll tell you, the team has worked so hard to continue all of the efforts, and we are continuing to push forward as we try to find creative engineering solutions, achieve groundbreaking science, and send the first woman and the next man to the moon by 2024. And I am so glad to have each and every one of you here on our Marshall team. And I know that there is nothing that is slowing you down. So please join me today in congratulating those who are nominated for the awards today, including our procurement and program teams, our technical personnel, the prime contractors, both large and small, and the small businesses, and all of the excellent leaders who are part of that team. I will tell you, I want to do a virtual applause for you. If we were there, I would be giving you a huge hug and telling you congratulations for a job well done. Each and every one of you have stepped up during this challenging time and kept our mission going. Some of you have kept our small businesses and community connected with our partners. Others have been very crucial in making sure that we have all the crucial contracts in place. You've shown true leadership and true dedication to the mission. And I'll tell you, you have worked together over and over for finding innovative ways and best practices as how we have worked together despite the pandemic. And I'll tell you, you are just kicking it out of the ballpark. You know, we are doing business like we've never done it before. We're finding ways to do things we've never done before. And it's just amazing, the team, the effort, and all the energy that you put into it. And I just think this is such a wonderful occasion to be able to appreciate your excellence. You know, we need you to helping Marshall. Marshall needs you. So we are definitely a strong team working together. The strength of Marshall Space Flight Center has always depended on the strength of its partners and those large and small businesses. And you help us achieve that with such success with your hard work and dedication. So once again, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all you do so we can bring the right folks to the table. Together, we can ensure America's continued leadership in human space exploration. I just know I feel pride in being part of writing history. And I know that it's the teamwork between NASA, our contractors, the stakeholders, the communities, and all of the NASA centers working together to make it possible. When I think about the Artemis program, it is and will continue to reignite America's passion for space exploration, innovation, and discovery. And it inspires me today, and I hope it will inspire the next generation for folks that will love to follow in our footprints and be able to do the same things that we are doing to make the impossible possible. I'm glad you're here today with us, and I'm glad you're part of the journey. So thank you so very much for being here. And now I'd like to welcome a special guest from NASA headquarters, Steve Jerzik. He's my boss, and he's also the Associate Administrator for NASA. He is a great leader and advocate for making sure that we push forward in innovation, delivering on our mission, and he's definitely an advocate for NASA and Marshall Space Flight Center. So Steve, I'll turn it over to you because I know that you have a couple important things to say.
Hey, thank you, Jody, for those great remarks. I do also just upfront want to thank everybody for all their hard work and dedication and what they've been able to accomplish over the last 6+ months in the middle of a global pandemic. It's just been amazing. The leadership team all the way down through the organization. I've just been so impressed. So upfront, I just want to thank everybody for that. But I am here joining you this morning. It's a privilege to congratulate the Marshall Space Flight Center on winning the NASA Small Business Administrators Cup Award for FY19. This is the 6th time this award has been bestowed on the center. Marshall previously won the award in 2015, 14, 12, 10, and in the inaugural year of the award in 2008. So Marshall's no stranger to winning this award, and congratulate them on their consistent dedication and performance in meeting their small business goals. So again, the award recognizes the center with the most effective small business program. Mr. Delgado, which you'll hear from later, who heads the small business organization for the agency, has established a rigorous process for evaluating each center's performance. Small business performance. It's a total of 11 elements that are evaluated in addition to how much the center has improved their performance from the previous year. Glenn's also set up a process where he brings in external federal partners to do the evaluation of each center's performance against the goals and the 11 elements and their improvement from year to year. And I do want to stop and thank Glenn Delgado for the amazing job that he does and his team in supporting the centers and enabling the centers. Jody's clapping, very good, Jody, and enabling the centers to do what they're able to do in supporting their large and small businesses. So thank you, Glenn. So again, recognize Director Singer for her leadership and in this area and just in general. She's just an amazing leader for Marshall and for the agency. And every day you prove how important small businesses are to the center's agency and mission. I'd also like to thank and recognize the Marshall Small Business Office, led by Small Business Specialist, Mr. David Brock, and his contractor support team of Mrs. Esther Veris and Mrs. Cheryl Webb. So congratulations to you also, and thank you for your leadership. In addition, my sincere gratitude is extended to Marshall's Office of Procurement, led by Mr. Jason Detko. I've had privilege of working with Jason on procurements in the past, and he and his team are just top notch. And the entire procurement organization and everyone at the center involved in the acquisition process. So thank you, Jason, and congratulations to your team. Taking a look at a few of Marshall's significant small business program accomplishments in fiscal year 19, Marshall, for the second year in a row, exceeded all of its small business and socioeconomic goals. And that is not easy to do. As a former center director myself, Glenn sets the goals that are challenging, and it's a tribute to the center for meeting all them. Marshall also met the Federal Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Small Business goal of 3% for the third consecutive year. In addition to meeting their FY19 goals, Marshall also achieved its highest ever obligated direct dollars spent in the categories of small business, women-owned small business, and service disabled veteran-owned small business. So again, I know how challenging these goals can be to meet, so it's an amazing accomplishment. From an outreach perspective, and outreach is very important, Marshall hosted the 29th and 30th Marshall Small Business Alliance meetings. It's an outreach tool created to expose industry, the NASA Marshall Marketplace, and combined more than 1,400 business representatives attended the two events, which is just incredibly impressive. Those in attendance were able to gain valuable information on upcoming acquisitions, along with timely program updates, and an opportunity to engage with Marshall senior level managers across the entire center. Marshall continued to lead the way in promoting the utilization of historically Black colleges and universities, HBCUs, and minority serving institutions, MSIs, in fiscal year 19, as noted by Marshall's hosting the 5th annual HBCU and MSI partnerships meeting. And this outreach engagement is really important because HBCU and MSI representatives were presented with opportunity to forge relationships with NASA Marshall large businesses and prime contractors, and the Marshall acquisition and technical communities, and that's really critical to these institutions to build this network and build those relationships to be able to take advantage of opportunities to work with and partner with NASA. Another major contributor to Marshall's small business success in fiscal year 19 was the ongoing collaboration between the Marshall Small Business Office and the acquisition and technical communities. And these activities included periodic chat sessions with each Office of Procurement Buying Group to discuss program successes, challenges, and small business legislative initiatives. Utilization of Marshall Small Business Technical Coordinators, SBTCs, in overall program implementation, including participation at the FY19 local outreach events and in-house counseling sessions. You know this is a NASA activity because of all the acronyms, right? It's amazing. Even small business has upped the game on acronyms, just like our programs and projects. I love it. It should also be noted that one of the Marshall SBTCs, Mrs. Kim Keith, was named the NASA FY19 Small Business Technical Coordinator / Advisor of the Year. So congratulations to Ms. Kim Keith. Yep, and this technical advisor role is really important in making the program successful. So, Small Business Office also met with a total of 8 Marshall organizational leadership teams this year, or actually FY19, an initiative that was started in FY14 designed to gain support of the small business program across all Marshall organizations. I think that's an awesome practice. Again, they're creating that network within the center also. Ongoing collaboration with Marshall Prime Contractor Supplier Council, MPCSC, and Small Business Executive Leadership Team, I'm going to call it SBELT, and FY19 through offsite and bi-monthly meetings was a major contributor to overall program successes. The MPCSC is a large small business council consisting of more than 100 active members representing 50 large businesses, with the primary focus to increase subcontracting opportunities for small businesses under all NASA prime contracts. And this is also really important, connecting small businesses with NASA's prime contract partners. The SBELT is a council consisting of approximately 75 members representing 40 small businesses, with the primary focus to advance the interests of small businesses at Marshall. So as you can see, Marshall has an amazing program supported across the center, and a set of outreach events and capabilities that make their program very successful. And you can see why they met all their goals and won the Administrators Cup this year. So Marcia's demonstrated commitment and support to small businesses is a source of pride at NASA and me personally, and continues to propel the agency towards successfully achieving its mission. So I also wish I was in person with Jody so I could give her a hug and physically hand her the administrator's cup. However, that is not possible. So I am here to present virtually the administrator's cup to Ms. Jody Singer, Marshall Center Director. Congratulations, Jody, and congratulations to your entire team.
Well, thank you, Steve. It is beautiful. And like I said, give it a big, but I was going to say, it is fantastic. And I'm so proud of the team. It is definitely a team effort. The Administrator's Cup means so much. It means we're doing something right, which is great. And not that I'm counting, but wow, 6 times in a row, or not in a row, but 6 times since 2008. I'm just so proud of the team and what it takes to make it happen. You know, small business continues to be such a critical part, not only of our community, of our state, of our nation, but helping us deliver on our work, which is so important. And we recognize that small business and those relationships are important. I know for Marshall Space Flight Center, when I was looking at the statistics that said we've had over $700 million in procurement with small business in 2019, and that includes subcontracts and the major prime contracts. And we're dedicating about $350 million to small businesses. I just think that is fantastic. And again, nothing happens without great leadership. And David Brock, again, my hat's off to you as to how you lead your wonderful team in accomplishing so much. So Steve and Glenn, I really appreciate this award. I appreciate all you've done to make sure that we were able to get this award in person, virtually, and to have it. I'll tell you, this is something amazing that arrives in the mail when it's when you open it up, it just is breathtaking. And so I look forward to continuing the hard work that we do, supporting what we do. Thank you for your leadership. And I will really be excited to be able to put this next to our 6 other awards, because each and every one of them are very special. But I will tell you, being able to accomplish it during all the circumstances that we've had, and just to know that we're doing it for the right reason, for the right cause, and leading our nation and NASA going forward is just wonderful. So thank you so much. I look forward, like I said, to putting it in a special place back on site at Marshall. But right now, I'm going to tender, love, and care it and take care of it here at my house. So thank you so much, and really appreciate it, and appreciate your time being a part and helping us celebrate it today.
That's awesome. Thank you. Congratulations, Jody, and congratulations, David Brock and team. So pumped that that award has made it back home to Marshall Space Flight Center. We will enjoy our reign for a little while longer. Now I'd like to introduce our next speaker. Glenn Delgado is the Associate Administrator of the Office of Small Business Programs at NASA headquarters. As Associate Administrator, Mr. Delgado provides executive leadership and policy direction for developing and implementing policies and initiatives that ensure that all categories of small businesses are afforded opportunities to compete for agency contracts. Glenn, thanks so much for joining us, and I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks, Kimberly. And to you also, congratulations for being the FY19 Technical Person of the Year, well earned and well deserved. And I do want to congratulate Marshall on receiving the FY19 Administrator's Cup. This honor is well earned and well deserved. And as Steve has said, this is Marshall's 6th time receiving this prestigious award. I really want to recognize David and Esther and Cheryl for their work over the years. I also want to recognize the various leadership teams at Marshall. As it says, this spanned 2008 to 2020. So every one of the leaders at Marshall have stepped up to the plate. And as I say, this is evident by the number of administrative cups that they have earned, and the support for David and his team is infinite. And Jody, I thank you this time, as I've done all the other administrators, center directors there. You guys know how to get it done. You should write book, okay? I also want to thank Associate Administrator Steve Jerzik for his and the entire agency leadership team for our unwavering support of the small business program, which is reflected in NASA's SBA scorecard grades over the past few years. And those were all A's. Reason we're here today. Thank you all the Marshall Space Flight Center FY20 Industry and Advocates Awards winners. Your contributions help pave the way for another outstanding year, not only at Marshall, but throughout the entire agency. To the Marshall Industry Awards, the year winners, and the Small Business Prime Contractor and Small Business Contracting Excellence Award, I want to thank each of you for your outstanding contribution to FY20. Whether a provider of services or a producer of spaceflight critical components, in part in support of the number of programs at Marshall, and in particular the Space Launch System, the success of these programs was largely dependent on your contributions. We couldn't get it done without you, and that is such a true statement. You've heard Jody say it, you've heard Steve say it. Without everyone pulling together, the large to smalls, the Marshall technical community, everybody, none of this would get done, and we just want to thank you for getting that done. To the Marshall Advocate Award winners, your ongoing support of NASA's Small Business Program is a critical component of the program's success in FY20, especially your engagement with the industry at the 30th Marshall Small Business Alliance meeting in February, where the new NASA product service. The success of this event would not have been possible without your support. Also, thank you for continuing to support David and his team with their in-reach efforts. There is immeasurable value on how much you help connect the small businesses with key technical personnel across all organizations over the fiscal year. Due to outstanding efforts, as of today, Marshall's on to achieve all of its FY20 small business goals. And as you heard Steve say it, he was a former center director, and Jody, it's almost impossible to achieve every one of the goals I set for the centers. And again, this just shows how outstanding the leadership support is to David, the procurement support, and David and his team are in getting these things done. It's a very, very hard thing to do, and they make it look easy. As you can see with 6 administrator scups, they do it well, and they do it really well. Marshall will also hit high marks and prime awards in several categories during FY20. Their SDB numbers increased from 151 million in 18 to 182 million so far in FY20. And their service disabled veteran business awards increased from 90 to 127 million in FY20. And this will be the 4th in a row that they have exceeded the federally mandated 3% goal for this. This is an age accomplishment, and I think the center has only done it for 4 years in a row, but Marshall definitely sets the bar high. To the Marshall Small Business Program Leadership Award winners, thank you for your outstanding leadership in your role as chairs of the Marshall Prime Contractor Council and the Small Business Executive Leader Team over the last 2 years. Contributions were essential to the overall success of the two councils, advancing the interests of small businesses across all Marshall organizations, and heightening awareness of the program among all NASA and Marshall Prime contractors has been a key part to Marshall. And I believe it's leaders like you that will help sustain and maintain collaborations on both councils. Again, I want to thank each of you for a job well done. And I can't say enough how proud I am of David and his team. I mean, I've been in this position 14 years now, and I can tell you I've stolen maybe 3 or 4 or 5 things that David's been doing and implemented it agency-wide, and that's why we're getting the A's, because I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. David has probably the best wheel that's out there. They're big Michelin tires, as I look at it, with the best of the best. So I do take and cultivate David's ideas across the agency, and you can see how successful it is, not only at Marshall, but on the agency-wide level. And I say thank you, David. You saved me a lot of hard work, and I appreciate it. And with that, I'll actually turn it over to David so we can finish the rest of the program.
Okay, thank you, Glenn, for the kind remarks. It's This is a big day. I don't even know where to start. I know we're going to start in a minute and present these awards, but the Administrators Cup Award, thank you so much for selecting Marshall as the recipient of this award this year. So many people that need to be thanked. You've heard it said many times, and even this morning quite a few times in the comments. It really takes a team to make this work, and I am big on the team. I'm big on the program. Everything we do at Marshall and supporting the program, it starts with the team and it starts with the program. It never has been about me, and it's not going to be. It's about the team, and I want to start by just thanking the team that have had the privilege to work under for the last several years, but in particular in FY19, which is what the cup is based on, our performance. Jody, it really starts with you folks at the top, all of our senior level leadership across all of our organizations, through the direct reports and others that have stepped up and supported this program. We couldn't get it done without you. That's why we put a lot of emphasis on our in-reach efforts. And then I want to thank Jason Detko and Todd Pospisil. Jason is our procurement officer, and I got to thinking about this. This is the first Administrators Cup Award that has been presented under Jason's leadership in the Office of Procurement, him and Todd. And I want to say thank you so much. They've been a pleasure to work with to this point. And I also want to reach out to all of the others in our Office of Procurement, from our office managers to our office chiefs. Thank you for your support. But most importantly, to the contracting officers and contract specialists that my office works with on a day in, day out basis. Thanks to every one of you for your support that you give us to the program. We've already mentioned our two councils. I want to thank them. It'd be very difficult for us to do the things that we do if we didn't have the support of this Marshall Prime Contractor Council, as well as our Small Business Executive Leadership Team and the leadership and all of the participants that participate on these teams. Thank you. And then our small business tech coordinators, you've heard us mention them a couple of times. We have actually 16 coordinators, and our coordinators are not a name on a page. We use our coordinators. We collaborate. We work with our coordinators on a day in, day out basis. They are an absolute incredible resource for us to have in our office, to be able to have access to these fine individuals who bring a lot of technical expertise to the table. And then I got to bring it right down to my office. I couldn't get what I do every day. We just couldn't get it done if I didn't have Cheryl and Esther. They're my bosses in the office. They wake up every day when we have our first tag up, and they give me direction, tell me what we need to be focused on each week and things that's coming up. So Cheryl, Esther, you mean everything to me. Appreciate you. Okay, so I've again been a great day so far, but the best part is yet to come. We're going to look at our award winners this morning, and we're going to start. And we're going to start with our Advocates of the Year. We've got several of those we want to recognize. We also want to recognize our industry award winners. We've got quite a few of those in a couple of 3 categories. And then we're going to close it out with our Small Business Program Leadership Awards. So let's go ahead and get started. The 14th Annual MSFC Industry and Advocates Award Ceremony. On our Advocates of the Year, we got 4 categories that we want to recognize this morning. And we're going to start out with the Procurement Team of the Year. Our procurement team is really a team that consists of the 2020 Procurement Small Business Action Team. This team consists of 4 contracting officers / specialists from the Office of Procurement Buying Groups. And this group has really stepped up this year and provided a lot of strategic support to our program, especially in the planning, coordination, and execution of the 30th Marshall Small Business Alliance meeting that was held back in February. That was a key event for this event. That the Office of Procurement, Monica Manning and her team, they rolled out the product service lines for the first time to industry, and it was an overflow crowd, and it would not have been possible for us to pull this together without a lot of support, and especially the support of our 2020 Procurement Small Business Action Team. So let's go ahead and let's present these awards. First up will be Mr. Robert Bob Dallas. Next, Miss Lisa Grady. Miss Miranda McCord, and Miss Jaquilla White. Please join me in congratulating the MSFC FY20 Procurement Team of the Year. Our next award is for the Program Team of the Year. And this year we have selected the Human Landing System team as the winner of this award. This particular group has worked very closely with the Small Business Office throughout the fiscal year by engaging with small businesses at the MSBA meeting in February, working very closely with my office in the establishment of subcontracting goals to be placed in the solicitation for the Human Landing System contracts that were eventually awarded, and for also working very closely with my office as well as Glenn's office in setting up the first ever pilot program, which allows large business prime contractors to include lower tier large business subcontract dollars toward their goal. Recipient of this year's award individually, we have 3 technical, 2 procurement. The first 3 are technical. The first award is presented to Donald Greg Shavers, Mr. Darrell Woods, and Miss Lakeisha Hawkins. The 2 procurement award representatives include Tyler Cochran and Josh Stiles. Please join me in congratulating the MSFC FY20 Program Team of the Year. Our next category of award is for the Technical Person of the Year. And this award this year is presented to Dr. Dwight Mosby. He is a manager in the Human Exploration Development Office. And Dwight is receiving this award for outstanding support of the program in chairing the FY20 Industry Nominations Evaluation Team, and also for working closely with my office in the identification of a new set-aside to be competed among women-owned small businesses. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Dwight Mosby as the MSFC FY20 Technical Person of the Year. Moving on to the last category, this is for the Small Business Technical Coordinator / Tech Advisor of the Year. And I'm pleased to announce this year's winner goes to Clyde, or we refer to him as Chip, Clyde Chip Jones. He is the Partnerships Manager, and he resides in the Science and Technology Office. Chip is being presented this award for outstanding support of the program by providing strategic guidance and direction to those small businesses possessing high technology capabilities and helping them to identify marketable areas across all of the organizations, which led to several subcontract awards among these type companies. And also for his participation at all of our outreach events at Marshall. And that would include the MSBA, but there have been other events that he has supported, and we just appreciate Chip so much for the great job that he does in supporting our program. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Chip Jones as the MSFC FY20 Small Business Technical Advisor of the Year. Okay, let's move on to the next category of awards, and we've got several here. This is going to be our industry award winners. This year, we received 1 nomination for Large Business Prime of the Year. We received 5 nominations for the Small Business Prime Contractor of the Year, and we received 7 nominations for the Small Business Subcontractor of the Year. All of those that were not selected for the Of the Year winner awards will be presented Excellence Awards. Let's go ahead and get started. Our first award is for the Large Business Prime Contractor of the Year. And this year's award is presented to Northrop Grumman Innovation Systems, who was nominated by the Space Launch System Booster Element Office. They are receiving this award for achievement of all of their small business subcontracting goals, not only in FY20, but also cumulative to date, for outstanding support of numerous outreach events, both at the NASA headquarters level and also at the center level, and for continuing to be a major participant as a one of our premier companies that helped start the Marshall Prime Contractor Supplier Council. So again, join me in congratulating Northrop Grumman. We want to recognize a few of those that work for from Northrop Grumman. First off, I want to recognize Mr. Jeff Foote, Mr. Mark Olson, and Ms. Jennifer Schofield. Moving on to the next category of awards, Small Business Prime Contractor of the Year. As mentioned, we had a total of 5 nominations for this award. And I am pleased to announce the winner of the Small Business Prime Contractor of the Year award, Bastion Technologies Incorporated. They were nominated by the Safety and Mission Assurance Directorate for outstanding support provided to MSFC under the Safety Mission Assurance Support Services contract. Being recognized on behalf of the company is Mr. Jorge Hernandez, the president, and at Marshall, the program manager, Mr. Randy Reed, and his deputy, Mr. Matt Hammond. Please join me in congratulating Bastion Technologies Incorporated for their selection as the MSFC FY20 Small Business Prime Contractor of the Year. The other companies that were not selected are being presented Small Business Prime Contractor Excellence Awards. And the first award is presented to Acuity Edge Incorporated. They were nominated by the Technology Transfer Office, which is located in the Science and Technology Office. Their selection was for outstanding support to MSFC under the Technology Commercialization and Licensing Services contract. Being acknowledged on behalf of the company is Mr. Joseph Holmes, the president, Mr. Quinlan McCormick, and Mr. Louis Marie. Please join me in congratulating Acuity Edge for their selection as one of the Small Business Prime Contractor Excellence Award winners. Next is All Points Logistics. All Points was nominated by the Office of Chief Information Officer for outstanding support provided to MSFC under the Marshall Information Technology Services contract. Being acknowledged, recognized on behalf of the company is Mr. Phil Moncrief, President, Mr. Randall Klein, and Mr. Tom Niemeyer. Please join me in congratulating All Points Logistics for their selection as one of the award recipients of the MSFC FY20 Small Business Prime Contractor Excellence Award. Next is Link Research Incorporated, nominated by the Science and Technology Office for outstanding support provided to MSFC under the Imaging X-ray Polarimetry Exploration Mirror Module contract. Being recognized on behalf of the company is Mr. Curtis Taylor, President, and Ms. Cheryl Alexander. And the final award in this category is presented to Manufacturing Technical Solutions, or MTS. They were nominated by the Office of Strategic Analysis and Communications and the Space Launch System Program Office. They were nominated for outstanding support provided under the Program Planning and Control, Project Coordination, and Subject Matter Expert Task Orders. Being recognized on behalf of the company is Ms. Tammy Hayes. Okay, let's move to the next category of awards, which is our Small Business Subcontractor of the Year nominations. As mentioned earlier, we received a total of 7. Those that were not selected will be receiving Small Business Subcontractor Excellence Awards. We'll start with the Of the Year winner. The Small Business Subcontractor of the Year award this year is presented to Ion Corporation, nominated by the Boeing Company for outstanding subcontract support provided to Boeing under the Space Launch System Stages contract. Being recognized on behalf of the company is Mr. Wendell Maddox, President, Mr. Tom Jones, and Mr. John Magnuson. Please join me in congratulating Ion Corporation for their selection as the MSFC FY20 Small Business Subcontractor of the Year. Now on to the Small Business Subcontractor Excellence Awards. The first award is presented to 4M Research. They were nominated by Teledyne Brown Engineering for outstanding support provided under the Mission, Operations, and Integration contract. Being recognized on behalf of the company is Ms. Julie Martz, the president, Mr. Randall, and let's see, who, Thiessen. I tried to trouble pronouncing. I knew I would struggle with that one. Mr. Randall Thiessen, and also to Mr. Garrett Marks. Please join me in congratulating 4M Research for their selection as one of the award recipients for the Small Business Subcontractor Excellence Award. Next is Canvas Incorporated. They were also nominated by Teledyne Brown Engineering for outstanding subcontracting support provided to Teledyne under the Space Launch System Launch Vehicle Stage Adapter contract. Being recognized on behalf of the company is Ms. Jamie Payton, President, and Mr. Gary Carty. Please join me in congratulating Canvas Incorporated for being selected as another one of the MSFC FY20 Small Business Subcontractor Excellence Award. Continuing, next is 4Master Tool. They were nominated by Northrop Grumman Innovation Systems for outstanding subcontractor support provided under the SLS booster contract. Being recognized on behalf of the company is the president, Mr. Brian Formaster, Lynn Hadley, and Jordan Formaster. Please join me in congratulating Formaster Tool for being selected as one of the recipients of the MSFC FY20 Small Business Subcontractor of the Year Award. Next, Link Research Incorporated, nominated by Jacobs for outstanding subcontract support provided to Jacobs under the Engineering Services and Science Capability Augmentation contract. Being recognized on behalf of the company, Mr. Curtis Taylor, President. Next is Seabrook Solutions, LLC. They were nominated by Amentum. Their nomination was for outstanding subcontract support provided to Amentum under the MSFC Facility Operations and Maintenance Support Services contract. Being recognized on behalf of the company is Ms. Lang Sims, President, and Mr. Craig Seabrook. And the final category of award in this particular area will be Theonics Incorporated. And they were nominated by the Boeing Company for outstanding subcontract support provided under the SLS Stages contract. Being recognized on behalf of the company is Ms. Shelley Coxwell, President, and Mr. Joey Coxwell. Please join me in congratulating the last of the award winners here for the Subcontractor Excellence Award of the Year, again, Theonics Inc. And that concludes all of our industry award winners that we had. And now I want to move to the last category, and this is for our Small Business Program Leadership Award. Now, this is a very special award. It's one that I have the privilege of presenting every 2 years to the chairs of our councils who do an outstanding job of helping us to maintain that ongoing collaboration with both of these groups. And our first award this year is presented to Ms. Joanne Belt, Jacobs Small Business Liaison Officer, for her serving as chair of the Marshall Prime Contractor Supplier Council during 2019 and 2020. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Joanne Belt for receiving the Small Business Program Leadership Award. The next leadership award is presented to Curtis Taylor. Curtis has been selected or is receiving this award for outstanding leadership in serving as the chair of the Small Business Executive Leadership Team during 2019 and also 2020. Now, I always remind these two, they still got to wait till the end of the year before they can step down. So they're good through December. But please join me in congratulating Curtis Taylor for an outstanding job as chair of that council and in receipt of the Small Business Program Leadership Award. Joanne, Curtis, it's been a pleasure so far working with the two of you. And it's not been an easy task going through the times that we have, but you've stepped up and we just continue to move right along. Now we're doing things virtually, but we couldn't get it done without your leadership. And with that, that concludes our award ceremony this year. And I'd like at the end of this for everyone to once again congratulate all of our advocate winners, our industry winners, as well as our leadership awards for an absolutely incredible year. And we appreciate all that you folks have done in terms of your making contributions to the program. And that's the end of our ceremony. I thank everyone for joining us and being a part of this today. And we'll look to do this again in another year and look at the FY21 winners. Thank you so much.